Testing. So this will be our first webcam video. We're going to go over and find the answers to the problems cheated on the test. Look at them again. I'm going to go through each of them, and you can watch this video as many times as you want. Remember, I want you to go through and review on your test. So if you need to pause this video, stop it, rewind it, you have all those options. So make sure that you take advantage of those options. You can stop, rewind, and pause and watch any of these problems as many times as you need to. I really want you to get this information down in order to do well on the STAR test. So the first thing we're going to do is find the volume of this barn. The barn right here for number 1. And so the barn has two different parts. There is a rectangular prism, that's this bottom portion right here, the shoebox shape. And there's also a triangular prism, which is represented by this triangle, and then it stretches out. That's that tent shape. We're going to find each part separately, and then at the end, add those two parts together. So the formulas, and you can use this on your formula card. So I'm going to have my formula card. I use a little post-it for my formula card here. We're going to be using two different formulas. The first one will be volume of a triangular prism. Volume equals 1/2 times base times height times length. And the rectangular prism, volume equals base times height times length. So let's take a look at both of those. First thing let's do is find the volume of this bottom area. So we're going to find our base. And again, it doesn't matter which one you call each because we need to multiply them together. I would call this the base. So it would have 8 times our height of 10 times our length of 15. And if you had a calculator, you could work that out very easily. That makes 80, 10 times 8. And then I'll use my calculator to figure out that 80 times 15 equals 1200. So that gives me my bottom area here of 1200. That's very important to keep your units right. So we have feet, 1200 feet. And because we're doing volume, there are feet cubed, 1200 feet cubed. Now let's look at the area of that top. This is a triangular prism. Volume equals 1/2 times base times height times length. Now before we begin, we've got to do some simple math here. If this entire height is 25 feet, and from here to here is only 10 feet, then we know that the height from here up to the top of the triangle is 15 feet. We also know if this distance is 8, then this distance is 8. And if this distance is 15, then this distance is also 15. It's very important that you keep all those numbers straight as you're working through the problem. So let's find the volume of the top, and I'm going to do that work above. And so we have 1/2 times our height of 8 times our base of 8, our height of 15, times the length of our triangular prism, which is another 15. So very simply, 1/2 times 8 gives us an answer of 4, and 4 times 15 gives us an answer of 60, and 60 times 15, that's another good problem for the calculator. So 60 times 15 is 900. So that means this top portion is 900. Together, those two areas add up. So we have 900 plus 1200, which gives us our answer of 2100 feet cubed. That's our answer for number 1. All of this work is the work that I want to see as you're going through and doing the problems. Let's take a look now at number 2. And let me just adjust the camera a little bit. I'm still getting used to using the camera. So number 2. There we go, that's better. Volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder is volume equals pi times the radius squared times our height. So our radius squared, in this case we give you the diameter. You all from class know that radius equals diameter divided by 2. So we have our diameter of 20, and half of 20 is 10. So we have our radius equal to 10. And then let's go through and solve this math. So using our formula, pi times our radius squared times our height of 8. 10 squared gives us 100. 100 times 8 is 800. And then we have 800 times pi. And pi we use 3.14 in all our problems. So we have 800 times 3.14. And we have 2,512 for our answer. So our volume is 2,512. And now we need to look at our units. We're using meters in this problem. So we have meters, and again, they're meters cubed. I did mark you off on your quiz if you did not go through and get the correct units on. The units are very important. Let's look at number 3. Find the volume. So if you're finding the volume of a pyramid, and I have the volume of a pyramid right here, and you have it on your formula card as well. Volume equals the base area times the height times 1/3, or divided by 3. So in our case here, we're going to take 1,500. Let me move that formula card over so you can see it. Volume equals 1,000 or 150 times 150 times our height of 20, or 200. It's given right here, times 1/3. We have a lot of big numbers here. We can go ahead and use a calculator. 150 times 150 times 200 gives us an answer of 4.5 million. 4,500,000. We still need to divide that by 3. So if we divide that by 3, we have an answer of 1.5 million. So our volume for this pyramid would be 1.5 million. In this case, it is feet cubed. Again, that's our answer, feet cubed. Go ahead and box in your answer, and that'll be the answer for number 3. Looking at question 4, we can going to continue. Let me just adjust my camera a bit so you can see question 4. And I have my surface area formulas right here. This is a triangular prism. So we're going to figure out the surface area of the 2 end triangles and then the other area for you. So first thing let's do is figure out the area of 2 end triangles. And the formula for area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So 1/2 times base times height. In this case, the base is 20. The height is 10, which makes 200 times 1/2 gives us an area on this side of 100 units. And we're doing surface area now, so it's units squared. This side is 100, and this side is also 100 units squared. So it takes care of both our sides. And the next number is perimeter times the length. So we have to find the perimeter of this triangle. So I tell you that right here, this is 14.41, which means that is 14.41, which means that side is also 14.41, and this side is 20. So your perimeter is going to be 20 plus 14 plus 14. If we add those together, that gives us 28.82 plus 20, which would be 48.82, times our length of 50. Use a calculator for that. And we have 48.82 times 50, and we have 2441. So this would be 2441 units squared, plus 100, plus another 100, for a total of 2641 units squared. And that's our answer right there for the surface area of this triangular prism. Moving on to number 2, this one's a little bit easier. We just have to find the volume of this cone, or again, the surface area of this cone. Surface area is circumference times height plus, and then it's just the area of the base. So 2 times pi times r squared. That's going to give you this one and also that bottom one that you cannot see. So we have a radius here. So let's do the ends first. Pi times r squared would be 36. And again, we're going to multiply it both for the top and the bottom. So we have 2r squared. So 36 times 2 is 72. Times 3.14 for pi is 226.08. So our ends are 226.08. Now our circumference. A little while back we did the formula for circumference, and that is pi times 2r. So 6 times 2 is 12 times pi, and 12 times pi gives us 37.68. So that is 37.68. And 37.68 times our height of 12, so times 12, gives us an answer of 452.16, plus we had our end caps. So we have those two answers we need to add together. So plus 226.08, and you have a final answer of 678.24 centimeters squared. Surface area gets square units because you're measuring how much you need to paint on the outside. So 678.24 centimeters squared. At this time, if you're watching the video, what I want you to do is go through and write video at the top. That lets me know that you watched this. I want to give credit to those students that are taking the extra time to watch this video. If you watch the video, just write the word video at the top of your paper, and I'll give you the appropriate credit for that. Finally, for number 6, let's look at the surface area of a cone. The surface area of a cone was up on the board. Again, it's on your formula card, and that is pi times r squared plus pi times r times that slant height of L. And again, that's 15.65 in this problem. So we're just plugging in our answers. We're going to have pi times our r, 7 squared, times 3.14 for pi, times 7 for our r, times our length of 15.65. That looks like an excellent problem for our calculator. 3.14 times 49 times 3.14. And again, I made a small error because this is not multiplied together. This is going to be a plus right here. We're going to add those two. So let's begin again. 3.14 times 49 is 153.86 plus 3.14 times 7 times 15.65 is 343.98. 343.99 if we round it correctly, plus 153.86 for a grand total of 497.85, and again our units are inches squared. Inches squared. And that is your answer to number 6. Bring those into class corrected, and I will make the appropriate changes on your grade. Thank you for watching the first video.